Hello, this is Blue Star, Defender of Equestria, and this is my next Focus On video. This time, The Dark Castle, Part 2. In Chapter 4 of Make Your Mark, we got a slightly closer look at the Dark Castle, and we got to see a few new rooms, a few new perspectives on some that we've seen already, so I couldn't help but take a look at them and see what we could learn about the Dark Castle, So starting out with this picture, definitely lightning! Yes, this is just simply zoomed in a little bit more, but this image might be useful later on. I just noticed that the lightning basically revealed that there's like rainbow colors there? Could be. Maybe it's just a trick of the light or something, but that could be interesting in itself. Maybe this thing was like painted at some point, and maybe over the years it's just been stripped off, so I know that there's a story to this castle that they haven't yet told us, and I'm interested to learning what that is. So starting off with the very top of the Dark Castle, there's not too much that we can learn per se from this particular image. It is nice to see the top of this tower in this detail. So this image, along with this image, basically shows that the very top of this tower is where Opaline's, laboratory slash study are? I'm not really sure what to call this room. I thought at the top of this tower it could be Opaline's throne room, maybe her room, but no, actually what it is this laboratory where it appears that Opaline casts like her spells and sorts of things. So now moving to Opaline's laboratory, I must admit from this angle doesn't seem to be a lot of interesting things going on, but there are a few kind of interesting things. On the left, over the windows, you can see how thick like the walls are, and it says to me that this is a castle, that unlike Twilight's castle from Friendship is Magic, this castle is an actual castle, like one that was like designed to like survive being besieged by attacking armies and stuff. So the walls are really thick. The other things that were kind of interesting is that obviously the Dragonstone and sort of this book, I kind of looked at the book, there's a picture of the Dragonstone and something that I can't identify. There's this sort of like, it almost looked like a snow globe, but I guess it's a crystal ball with a crystal inside? A crystal inside a crystal ball. Go figure. Also from this angle, we can see that this is yet another chandelier that's actually converted to electricity. But the interesting thing is that there's actual candles all over the place. Well, I guess Opaline likes candles, I guess, or maybe she needs them for her magic. Otherwise, there's not too many other interesting things here. It's like, we got some bookcases, a sort of wooden railing thing. Oh, the box from Twilight's Kingdom. Wait, what? The box from Twilight's Kingdom? How can that even be possible? I almost feel like this is the production staff just trying to mess with us. Because in Sunny's Lighthouse, we saw Grogar's Bell, and now here's the box from Twilight's Kingdom. It reminds me kind of a line from Knight Rider. I saw the box turn into a castle. You saw the box turn into a castle. We saw this box turn into a castle, so it makes no sense that it even still exists. So parts of me are thinking that this is really just the production staff trying to mess with us, but you never know, there could be something to this. Maybe the box was sitting at the bottom of, Twilight's castle, and for whatever reason, Opaline decided to dig it up and bring it here. So this doesn't make any sense to me, but it was still interesting, and who knows, this might go somewhere, maybe it won't, but it'll be interesting to see. I guess overall, Opaline's laboratory is okay. It's not great. It almost goes with sort of the theme that I think that the Dark Castle has, is that it looks impressive, but there's not actually a lot here. When you think about it, it's primarily a table and some bookcases along the edges. But still, overall, I do like Opaline's laboratory, and I have a feeling we're gonna be here an awful lot. So now switching to this image of the library, and this image we got to see in some ways the majority of the library, and there's just some books. We can see the globe in the middle. First time I saw it, it's like, there's nothing on this globe, but actually, it's very faint, but there actually are continents or something on this globe. There appears to be like these constellations on the floor, and I also noticed that the floor itself appears to be very dirty. Like there's like the section on the left looks reasonably clean, but the sections on sort of like the top and the right and stuff, they're look like they haven't been cleaned in a while, and considering how big this castle is, I'm honestly not surprised by that, but anyway, moving on. Now switching to this image briefly, because we actually get to kind of see what's on the other side of the door, which frankly isn't a lot. This image almost confirms that there's like a corridor between the door that we're looking at now and the other door that we know that's on the opposite wall. Oh, poor Misty, she's being grounded. No! This and the following images are kind of interesting to me because they might help us sort of figure out where everything is in the Dark Castle. It appears that Misty is being, propelled through the other door that's on the opposite wall directly behind Misty. Oh, poor Misty. I think this image is showing that Misty is basically going up and around like a slope. Like she's going up like a ramp that's inside one of the towers. This is actually the outside of Misty's room, which we didn't get to see in the previous chapters. You can see that the corridor she was coming from is curved, so this could mean one of the towers, or maybe a spiral staircase that leads up to a tower or a room next to a tower or something like that. So, oh, poor Misty. So this is basically a new perspective on Misty's room. The thing that's kind of note here is the size of this window, that it's very small. And from this image and other images, it appears this could be the only window in this room. And once again, there's like nothing here. There's like nothing in this room. It's just a bookcase and this bed. The only good news about Misty's bed is that it does look a little bit nicer than the image we saw the first time, where it made it look like it was almost just like flat or something. Poor Misty, there's so little in this room. It's like, this is basically all of Misty's possessions. Aww. So I've decided to use this image to end on a slightly more positive note. So here we get to see basically just the bookcase and the spider web that's over by the bookcase. So, aw. So now onto the question that I hope to answer is, where is everything in the Dark Castle? So again, I thought that the throne room may have been at the very top of this tower, but that appears to be where Opaline's laboratory is. So Opaline's throne room has to be at the base of one of these towers. I would say probably this one that's kind of in the middle, because it does appear that the staircase that goes up to the laboratory is in the throne room. So the throne room would probably have to be below the laboratory. Again, it could be in the base of this tower that's leading up to like this bridge that we see going off from the right. Misty's room is a little bit more difficult. It could be this tower next to the main tower in the middle, but however, this big light kind of throws it off because we see that Misty has a very, very small window. So it almost feels like that may not be where it is, but then again, who knows? Maybe that's a light of a different room, who knows? Either that or it's the probably the big tower that's over to the left of the main one. I'm sure most people probably don't really care where Misty's room is, but as an engineer, these are always the kind of things that I want to know. I want to know where everything is. The other question I want to answer is, what's behind the door? In my first video, I thought that the door on the left in Opaline's throne room was Misty's room, and the door on the right was the library. Well, I guess the door on the right could still be the library, but that leaves what's on the door on the left. Well, I guess it could be Opaline's room. We've yet to see, like, Opaline's, like, bedroom. I mean, she must sleep somewhere. And I guess it kind of would make sense for it to be right next to her throne room. So it could be to that door on the left, but I guess we shall see. Maybe. So overall, I still kind of like the Dark Castle. I mean, it does seem to have the overlying theme of that it's impressive looking, but there's actually not that much there. But at the same time, this is totally a castle that any supervillain would be proud to call home, and I'm glad that we got to see a little bit more of it and looking forward to seeing more. So that is the end of my Focus On video, The Dark Castle, Part 2. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing, and until next time, this is Blue Star. Stay strong, and pony on. Blue Star out.